Good evening, everyone. It is Sunday night, and I am with the amazing, incredible, beautiful Yvette.
Thank you.
But today, we're going to be talking about what are the 5 love languages and how they can help you in your relationship. So there's a great book. It's called The 5 Languages of Love. And if you can figure out what your spouse, Jason Reaver, welcome,
Jason.
What your spouse, your girlfriend, your boyfriend, whatever that significant other is in your life, if you can figure out what's important to them and do that, that's how the relationship works great. So the question is, what are the 5 love languages? So Yvette is going to tell us what the first one is.
The first one is words of affirmation.
Right, so what is that?
It's, just, saying to somebody, you look good, I really appreciate you, I'm so grateful to have you in my life.
Right, so words of affirmation, that means your spouse or significant other or you love to hear words of appreciation. I appreciate you, thanks for doing that, you're such a great person, I really love you, I care about you. That's the love language of affirmation. So if you have that, you love hearing it. So that's number 1. Now number 2, did you want to?
Well, no, with that, sometimes, because what I do is sometimes I'll just leave you notes.
Right.
Sometimes, and the same with you.
Same thing, right? So those are words of affirmation because for me, that's a really important one. I love that. And then number 2 is acts of service, right? So this person who has acts of service as their language of love, if you do, you like someone doing actions. Actions speak louder than words. Someone cleaning up the kitchen. Someone, rearranging or making the bed in the morning. Just those kind of acts of service are really important to you. So that would be number 2. What's number 3?
Number 3 is receiving gifts.
Receiving gifts, right? So if someone's love language is receiving gifts, that's pretty easy.
Yeah. Some flowers, massage, some candy.
Chocolate, diamonds.
That doesn't hurt.
All kinds of things. Hey, Deborah, good to see you. So that's number 3, receiving gifts. Number 4, and this is an interesting one. If your love language is this, it's quality time. It means that you really love to have quality time with the other person. That means that you don't pick up your cell phone while you're spending time and do texting. Right? Someone who has that quality of time wants to know that when you're there with them, you're there with them.
You're paying attention.
You want to be paying attention, right? And we're going to kind of we're going to summarize all these in the end, but number 5 is?
Physical touch.
Physical touch, so?
It's kissing, touching, holding hands.
Right, so if your love language is physical touch, you like that. You like to be touched, hugged, holding hands, that's important. So, now we've talked about all 5. So here's the beautiful thing about this. If you can have a discussion, and a real simple one with your spouse, and you say, here are the 5 things that we have. We have words of affirmation, acts of service, receiving gifts, quality time, and physical touch. And we were to order them. If you get your spouse to put that in order of most importance, guess what?
Then,
Now you have you've decoded their language for love. And so, for example, in our relationship, words of affirmation is number 1 for both of us, which is great because we both love doing that.
Yeah.
So it's real easy for us to do that and give that to each other. So when I do my morning thing, and this is the beautiful, wonderful Yvette, I really mean that, and I love doing that, and she loves receiving that, and then she does the same thing to me.
Maybe not today. I kind of froze.
Hey, Dina.
Hi.
Yeah, it's all good. It was funny. So that's our number 1 love language, and that's why it works. So the question is, what's yours? On the list of 5, what is yours? And it's important to communicate that with your spouse,
Absolutely.
because if you do that, then they know this is the number one thing. So, for example, and this is so let's think about it this way. Imagine that your love language is words of affirmation. So someone telling you how much they like you, how good you look, etc. However, for you, it's acts of service. It's, cleaning the kitchen and doing all these acts, making dinner, all that stuff. Well, for someone that wants to hear words of affirmation, you can do all those acts of service and they may like it. I'm not saying it's not in their list, but if it's not their number one, you're not really speaking their primary love
Absolutely.
language. So what's really easy to do is if you know that that's important to them, you tell them, you look great. You look beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
I'm so thankful for everything that you do. So these love languages are beautiful. It's a real simple concept and real easy to figure out what's important for each person in the relationship. So again, just to do a quick summary, number one was?
It's words of affirmation.
Number two is acts of service for the person. Number three?
It's receiving gifts.
Number four was quality time, spending quality time together without being texting and doing anything else.
Yeah, so that the person feels that you are with them, that you're not distracted doing other things, checking Facebook, emails.
Exactly.
Like what we do is really, when we're sitting down watching TV that we both love to, be on Netflix or, just watching a movie, we put the phones to the side.
We put it to the side and then we flip it upside down so that when it lights up, we can't even see what's going on. And we just take that time to really just enjoy being with each other. And then the last is physical touch. Some people just love to be touched, hugged, hold their hands, etc. So again, the key here is for you to figure out with your spouse, with your significant other, and just even for yourself to be able to communicate with that person. What is your number one, number two, and number three love language? Because if you can map that out and your spouse can map that out and you hand each other the piece of paper which says what's what, guess what? Now, when you want to give them and show them love, you know exactly how to do it. So that's it. I hope that this was helpful. Did you have anything else that you wanted to kind of close with? Or?
Yeah, no. I mean, it's helpful because a lot of times, a lot of people are not, their love languages are not the same. Or their number one and number two are not the same.
Right.
So it's important to know that.
Yeah. So again, watch through this again a couple times. Hopefully it'll help. And it's Sunday night. We'll be back tomorrow morning. And we love having you here. And we thank you and we appreciate you. And
we'll be back at 7:35.
We'll be back at 7:35 tomorrow morning. Have a great night and thanks for joining us.
Have a good one.
Take care.